boy Pixar expert.
Welcome to the first episode of the Trevor and Joe podcast, a.k.a. the Justice League podcast.
Yep.
You know, I got my friend here. We are avid Justice League members. Welcome, AJ. So
Yep.
I mean, we love the Justice League, and since my Avengers badge has been revoked because fucking Marvel's Avengers,
Yeah.
I decided I'd become a Justice League member instead. So.
Yep. Welcome
And
to
I'm
the
sorry,
Justice
even though I'm
League.
excited for Ant-Man,
JLA.
the reason I chose to do a DC podcast over Marvel is because I'm sorry to tell you guys this, but in 2022, DC was better than Marvel. So,
you are right. Hell, keep in mind we had the fucking Batman.
Yep, we had the
Dude.
Batman, we had Peacemaker. It was a good ass year, man. It was a good ass year.
We had the fucking Batman, for God's sake.
But yeah, I'm glad that you guys are. I hope you guys come in as soon as.
Hey,
you
Jake.
Can. Welcome, Jake. Welcome. So we're talking about this, guys. So the first topic we're going to get to is, so as you guys know, Twitter is a very toxic place to begin with. But I keep seeing ever since the decision to get rid of Henry Cavill and all the stuff going on with DC, everyone just wants to go at DC. They think what DC made is making a bad decision by what they're doing. But first of all,
which is why a lot of DC fans and Snyder fans are attacking James Gunn.
Yep. And here's the thing that you guys also need to understand.
Both in the media and in Twitter.
Explained to you guys before. Now, I will tell you this. I've not seen the official numbers, but I heard that the Snyder cut on HBO Max, I heard it did not do well on streaming numbers because of the length of the movie and because of everything, right?
I mean, keep in mind, everybody understands. I mean, we love Zack Snyder's Justice League. I mean, yeah. we love the Snyder.
I want to tell you guys, keep in mind, we love that movie, and it's great.
We love that movie to death. But the problem is, its fan base is toxic.
The fan
love
base
the movie,
toxic, and the
hate the fan
continuation
base.
of that universe, from what I heard, from what the plan was to do, it was a dead universe because the plan was to have. We were going to finally see Green Lantern at some point. We're going to see Martian Manhunter, which would have been interesting. But Zack Snyder wanted to waste Deathstroke in a Nightmare Vision storyline. Like, we don't want to see Deathstroke on the same team. We don't want to see Deathstroke as the same team as Batman. We want to see him as his mortal enemy. That's what we wanted. That's what we wanted.
We wanted him to be set up to fight Batman in his own solo movie.
Yeah, and that's what we wanted. We didn't need to see a Justice League movie with them being a team against... And also... the Evil Superman storyline, I hope we never do Evil Superman again unless we do like a proper Evil Superman storyline.
I agree.
That gimmick is overused. It's way overused.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
The only way
the Evil Superman storyline seemed a cool concept, but like...
yeah, the only way you can make...
it wasn't executed well in the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, the only way you can make Evil Superman work well is if you do an Injustice movie.
Yes.
I didn't do it yet, Jake. I'll do it soon. I'm focusing on this first when I get done with it, and then I'll...
at first, I assumed that they were doing the Injustice storyline when Justice League first... and when Batman vs. Superman first came out. That's what we all assumed. And then they confirmed it wasn't the Injustice storyline.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. But if they were going to do that, you have to remember that, like, if they were going to get rid of that at that point, you know, and even start that idea... that would have been a mistake because they didn't have nearly the roster that you need for that storyline.
I agree.
I mean, if you're going to do Injustice, and I'm sure James Gunn probably will at some point, especially because he's going to be around for a while.
Exactly.
And would be there.
No, they didn't even have Nightwing in the story, in that universe. You know, Nightwing, I mean, Zack Snyder confirmed that it was Nightwing that got killed by the Joker, not Jason. And a lot of Grayson that got killed, not Jason Todd.
That storyline. So
I feel like that was ridiculous. I feel like I feel like that's where it was kind of ridiculous because you know, with Batman you need a Robin. You know, I mean, you agree with me, Joe?
Yeah.
I mean, I love that universe. Well, parts of it. I mean, not all of it.
Oh, of course. But there's definitely some cool stuff there. I couldn't agree more. There's some really cool stuff. Like, I love that idea. I think that whole idea of that plan is great. I mean...
it just wasn't executed. It's just the execution and timing were both pretty poor.
Like, this is the thing that I'm trying to make people understand, okay? And then and maybe this isn't. Maybe this is just what I want. Maybe it's what some people want. I don't know. Let us know in the chat. But I think the thing that I want more than anything is to see DC like not only on the same level of Marvel, but I love the. Don't get me wrong. These standalone games. Yeah, I'll probably work on that next, Jake. But like the whole thing with this new DC that really excites me
Yeah.
is DC has never been in a place where they were 100% cohesive in their own universe. There was, I mean, if you look at the Michael Keaton days and you look at Christopher Reeve, there were talks of connections, but they never did anything. And then when Man of Steel
Exactly.
came out, people got super hyped because Batman versus Superman. They're like, oh man, we're gonna get Batman and Superman in the universe. It's gonna be sick.
But
But
unfortunately, they rushed it. You know, they put too
they
many
rushed it.
things
I
in that
also
movie.
want to say,
That's where they went wrong.
I also want to say that this is important as well. I love that people. I love when people say that Ben Affleck is a comic book accurate Batman. When in reality, each of these actors that play Batman, they've played their own version of Batman. But the thing I don't understand that Snyder fans don't seem to get, right? They're
Right.
like, Ben Affleck's the perfect Batman because they're like, oh, he's the most comic book accurate Batman. Like, yes, from The Dark Knight Returns, but The Dark Knight Returns is a very limited storyline. Because
Exactly.
what happens at the end of The Dark Knight Returns? Bruce dies. And that's the
Sort of.
problem I have.
Well, sort of.
I agree, AJ. Yeah, and
Sort
that's
of.
the problem I have with the Snyderverse idea is one or two movies were going to come by, and we hadn't even gotten a Ben Affleck movie yet. And by the time these
Exactly.
Justice League movies rolled around, they were going to kill Batman. So I preferred that we have a younger Batman that's with us
So
for
that we
years to
can
come
get
because
the
there's
Dark Knight Returns storyline in live action someday.
yeah, because there's so many other stories. There's so many other comic book Batman stories that you can do that are more interesting. You don't need to do that one.
Exactly.
Like that one, I would say this: if you're gonna do Dark Knight Returns as a solo story movie, like there was a Dark Knight Returns movie, you had a Green Arrow in there, you had all the Justice League doing whatever, that would be fine. But don't base your Batman in your universe on the fact that he's also going to be a Justice League Batman. Because
Exactly.
that was your mistake. Because by the time he's in that Dark Knight Returns state, he's not really that's when the league turns on him. We didn't build up our Justice League to earn that kind of like
Exactly.
issues. We needed to
Especially
build up our
Superman. Superman was the one that turned on him the most. He tried to like not only
exactly.
that, but like I mean, in that storyline, Ollie was the only one that didn't turn on Batman, given
I
the
know.
fact that Superman tore off Green Arrow's arm. I don't know if you remember that, but it was Superman that took off Green Arrow's arm.
What I know, I
And he
love
wouldn't
that.
go along
I
with the
love that. That
agreement that
moment's
they made.
great.
What?
What's up, edits? Yeah, that movie. I remember when we watched that movie, and that movie's crazy. Hey,
Oh my
thanks for
god,
giving
yeah.
guys. I see we got 4 people in the chat. Welcome. This
Dark
is so
Knight Returns, as a whole, is hands down one of the best DC animated films and one of my personal favorites.
Oh, speaking of DC animated films, did you watch the Super Sons yet?
Yeah.
Dude, the Super Sons is so good.
Oh my god. Basically, with this year, one of my new hobbies is collecting DC animated films, like physically.
Oh,
Because
we're doing the edits. This is us having our first DC podcast, so we're
exactly.
just discussing DC in general right now, talking about why we think the Snyder fans need to chill out and move on because
get with the program or get the fuck out.
Because here's the thing, Zack Snyder has moved on. Oh, that's cool, dude. That's a fun game.
Zack Snyder moved on. Ray Fisher moved on.
He's got Rebel Moon. He's already
Ben Affleck moved on. Sort of.
Star Wars, and it sounds like it's gonna. He sounds like it's going to be. It could continue into sequels and like so. He's busy. As far as I'm concerned, I haven't even seen him even like once go. Oh, you know what? I miss doing the DC films. I don't think he misses even being with that toxicity and even being with that stuff. Like
I couldn't agree more. Like
his goal was to get the Snyderverse done, and he did his movie that he set out to do. And what he did was great.
We were proud of that.
Justice League movie. That's cool. We have a standalone on its own Justice League movie, and that's interesting. But the thing is, what we want now is I want Justice League films that are cohesively set up through character arcs and through and that's what we're gonna get to with James Gunn. Like when we talk about predictions, this time we're really gonna when he said like one thing that I think is interesting, and I've made this point in videos, and a lot of people haven't really said anything about it, but I think they should.
Yeah.
If DC can do cohesive video games like James Gunn says it's going to be, like cohesive movies, video games, TV shows, all that stuff, if video games is on that list and they do that well, Marvel might have to up their game because
I agree.
because Marvel doesn't have that. The Insomniac Spider-Man games aren't tied to the MCU. The Marvel's Avengers, when it was around, wasn't tied to the MCU.
It was
So
his own kind of universe, which is now dead. Could have been connected to other universes had it not been killed.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, there's definitely ways they could have made it interesting and done that. Thanks for dropping another like, guys. Appreciate it. But yeah, no, this is where it's interesting. I'll stream the game after this stream. All right, no worries. That sounds fun, guys. But yeah, so it's like when you think of that, that's where it really gets interesting because you're like, what is that gonna mean? Like, what games are canon? Like, and like, are certain characters gonna show up in the game universe that just maybe that's their introduction and then they show up in another film? So I think the big thing we need to talk about is the big elephant in the room that is going to probably be addressed when we hear more announcements. We have to talk about what the hell is going on with Jason Momoa, man.
Yeah.
Do you really think? Do you really think they got him playing two characters?
I wouldn't rule that out. I mean, Marvel's done it before. I mean, there have been situations where Marvel actors have played two characters. Gambit Chan has played two of them.
Aquaman is the kind.
But
I think
like,
Aquaman. Oh, welcome, Andy. And I think Aquaman is the kind of character where where you can make him older than the likes of Superman and Batman and the other characters. Like,
I agree.
I'm fine with having a 30, maybe 20-year-old Batman and Superman, but then like having Aquaman be like 30 or 40. Like, I'm fine with that.
I agree.
That's awesome. And it's yeah. No, so like I think that that's totally like a great thing. I love the idea because I already kind of thought of a way that they can make Lobo enter the universe, and so a lot of people were concerned about Jason Momoa playing Lobo, specifically the Snyder fans, because of the fact that they don't want him to get downgraded in the supporting role. But something I thought about, right? So when you think of a Superman, and you know James Gunn's writing that Superman movie, right?
Yeah.
Every iteration of Superman, we fought Lex Luthor, we fought a version of Doomsday, we
fought General Zod.
What'd you say?
We fought General Zod.
Yeah, we fought General Zod. Like, there's been a bunch of these different things, and we fought Kryptonian threats, and it's been interesting. But something that I thought about is, you ever watched the show Krypton before it got canceled?
I've only seen a couple of episodes.
Did you see it with Ron and Lobo?
I did see. Yeah.
Because I think, and I saw some people tossing the idea of this, what if James Gunn, because we know that Superman movie is going to be the first movie in the new universe, right?
Yeah.
So what if we start the new universe with a Superman, well, you know, his early days at the Daily Planet, doing his thing, you know, knows Lois and some other stuff is going on, which is cool. But what happens? Oh, that's awesome, AJ. It was a great show. So what happens if this Superman movie, instead of doing the normal villains that we do, so we center the world, we still have our Lex Luthor. It's a new Lex Luthor, but Lex Luthor acts more as kind of a Kang pulling the strings type of situation.
Yes.
Because Lex Luthor's got a lot of money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he goes and hires Lobo, kind of almost like a Man of Tomorrow type storyline, and you have Lobo versus Superman. Because I think that would make things super crazy. Because
I think Lobo's long overdue for like a live action maybe.
In live action, there is not a Superman versus Lobo anything yet, and
I know
that might be why he's so excited right now with Jason Momoa's stuff. Like, because not only is he getting to play Lobo, but imagine starting the universe and you're, oh shit, oh yeah, you went to the future, Andy.
Have you guys seen the movie Superman: Man of Tomorrow?
Yeah, Andy, can you confirm that Lobo and Superman fight in the future? Let us know. Since you said you're from the future. I want to hear it.
Dude,
like, seriously,
dude.
I think that's
basically Lobo's like an intergalactic space version of Deadpool, you know. Minus probably the fourth wall breaking. But
I know we love Aquaman, but I love the idea of Jason Momoa as Lobo because not only can they take him darker and more interesting, But
Yeah.
when you think of Jason Momoa as an actor, you think his personality. Because the thing with Dwayne the Rock Johnson playing the Rock is it was so weird to me when he'd like I liked the movie and I liked that he played the Rock. But what was so weird to me was Black Adam's personality. When I think of the Rock, like physically, yes, he looks like Black Adam and he fit the role very well.
Yeah.
But Black Adam doesn't normally have like a sense of humor like the Rock normally does.
Exactly.
So what I love about Jason Momoa as Lobo is I can just already see him on the phone with some villain giving a contract. Oh, the big man's got a mission for you. He just starts getting on the motorcycle, like yeah, gets super hyped, starts shooting the shotgun at people. Like,
Yeah.
oh, man, yeah,
The big man
give
got
us
a big
gun.
gun.
He's got the
And I don't
dreads.
forget is
Oh,
like
dude.
in Lobo's finishing moves on Injustice, on the first Injustice, like he
Dude, they need to
right
bring
before he
Lobo
runs
back.
people down, he like
Such
shoots
a
his finger at
oh
someone,
my
and then like
we need more games. If you're watching this, James Gunn, I know you're probably not, but if you were, man, we need Lobo in more games because Lobo is just such a cool
Lobo
character.
in games is badass.
Dude, I just love it. I just love how he's like you ever see him in Injustice when he's hunting down certain people? Well, not Injustice, but in Young Justice, right? The
Yeah,
episodes
Young
with him in I
Justice.
think season 3 were great because he was just like, "Oh yeah, the big man's got a contract for you. You're not getting away from the big man." I always get. I just can see Jason Momoa having so much fun with that. Now, what would be awesome, because I love when they do this with actors when they play the same character. What would be
Yeah.
so awesome is if you had a scene in like a movie. I don't know if it would be Justice League or what it would be, but I would love to see like Jason Momoa like on screen with Jason Momoa. Like it'd be great. Like Aquaman's just there doing things. And
Yeah.
he's like, and Aquaman's got his cool like bro vibe, and then Lobo's like, oh, I'm gonna shut that shit down over there. Got that trident.
Negan vibes
he's
all
like,
the way.
he's like, that can't harm me. You know who I am, man? I'm the big man. The big man sent me to do a job. I'll never get over when Leif told me about that statue of Lobo, and he kept telling me the reason he was excited about it is he's like, the best thing about the statue is not only that Lobo's badass, but it's those fucking space dolphins, man. Laughing my ass off. Like he was so excited about those space dolphins. I couldn't stop laughing. But yeah, dude, I'm just so excited because there's so many ways that they can take this universe and do so many like incredible things. Like even though I love Cavill and all these other actors, I knew when they made this announcement, as much as I love Black Adam and all these other things, that if James Gunn is taking his universe in an entire different direction, this is the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing I realized that's different about this situation, and then also what happened with like the likes of Marvel, like with Kevin Feige and everything, I feel like Marvel is doing great. Like I think Phase 5 is gonna be great. I think there's some good plans in the works. But I think Marvel is always going to be that company because they're tied to Disney, that they're going to angle themselves towards that general audience that everybody can watch and everything can be.
I mean that's where
regular people that don't read comic books, enough regular people that don't
that's
read comic
one
books,
disadvantage that they have is that
and they like Marvel, and that's cool, and that's cool for what they're doing. But I think DC's always been. I even had this conversation with Ella a couple times. I think DC can be that thing. If you look at the Batman, Matt Reeves was in the business to make a comic book movie, and he made pretty much Long Halloween. Like he's done so many like how to do that. Like so, I think
Matt Reeves can make Long Halloween though. I think he can do that storyline.
Well, I think he totally could.
I'd love to see him adapt Long
Halloween. We know it's going to happen eventually. So we know it's going to happen at some point. Who are your top 2 people to be? Because obviously I know we love Patton. We know Patton is going to be awesome, but we know that he's going to be he's going to be sitting out. He's going to be in his own universe for a little bit, right?
In his own DC continuity, yes.
Yeah. So when you see Batman in this new James Gunn world, you know, with the Justice League and with other things, right?
Yes.
So where do you see like this Batman? Obviously, it'll be a Justice League Batman, but like I'm not expecting this Batman to get a solo movie because we've had so many other Batman solo movies. Like, I think they'll either do an HBO Max TV show or they're gonna do he just is a supporting role like Nick Fury. Like he comes in and helps and like leads the Justice League and shows up from different films recruiting people. So like, who do you think like when you think of Batman, you think of like a different because James Gunn seems to be the type of person that I think his DC, if you look at Guardians of the Galaxy, Guardians of the Galaxy are very even though all the Marvel movies have their own like little flavor to them, they're
Yeah.
very comic book. Like if you look at what he did with Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad and Guardians, he makes very comic booky kind of movies. And so
Exactly. I mean, James Gunn always
that tells
knows what
Gunn
that
is very
formula
much
is. It's like,
yeah, and he's definitely about the comics. So that makes me wonder, like, do you think we're gonna get? So we know they'll probably make tweaks in the Batman 2 to the Batman suit and everything.
yeah,
But do you think James Gunn could give us that like dark blue and yellow like Batman like from the comics and stuff? Like, do you think that might be
I
what
would
direction he
actually
would head
love to
for?
see that happen because, like, the red,
Yeah.
no, because the blue and the yellow kind of, because those blue and yellow suits, they were not only accurate to like the comics and stuff, but they were done well in the animated shows and the animated movies. And it's like
I
you
think
see
they
the Batman
symbolize
that you
that.
grew up with brought to life. You know, like in Batman the animated series, like and in Batman in the Justice League series, not to mention in Batman the Brave and the Bold, like you get to see that brought to life. You know, it's like it could be a Batman like most audiences can be familiar with, like audiences who grew up on the DC animated universe.
I agree. Oh, Andy said something that I want to comment on right now. Andy says, "What if Batman goes to Star City in a post-credit scene, and James Gunn and he goes and talks to Green Arrow?" And I was like, "I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this right now, Andy. No matter who's playing Green Arrow in that scene, if we get a scene where DC, I've always told people, I think DC has better potential to make end credit scenes than Marvel because there's a lot of other weird, crazy things in the DC universe right now that we've never seen that they can
Uh-huh.
set up. So like you think like we've seen big things like Infinity War. Once Secret Wars is over, Marvel's kind of capped off their big things. So like with DC starting over,
I mean, Marvel will
there's so
still
many
have
cool ways.
Mutant and X-Men, but
Yeah, I mean they can do cool X-Men stuff too. Like I think they'll eventually do Avengers versus X-Men and everything. And that's funny. That's hilarious. No, so I think so all I'll say about that end credit scene, Andy, is if you were I would have you come to the States to watch that movie with me, whatever it is that he's in, because Trevor knows this. My reaction for that end credit scene, that probably would be my best reaction for any end credit scene I've ever seen.
oh, I
Because
bet
the moment he pulls up
Arrow's
in
his
the
favorite.
quiver and starts
Arrow's your
shitty,
favorite show, Joe. It's pretty obvious.
yeah, but I mean, if I saw Green Arrow and Batman interacting on the big screen and set up for another movie, I would lose my shit. I
Let's
would
hope they
just
actually
go
do
crazy.
set it up, and rather than just killing it, not letting it go anywhere. Like DC's
Oh yeah,
done.
I just hope they go really. I hope they go really smart. There's so many there's so many comments and so many plans, but back on the topic of Batman. So here are the two people I think that absolutely could be Batman, and I think totally will work for the vibe that James Gunn is going for. So I think one choice. So these are two I didn't think about originally. Dude, that would be bad. Yeah, James Gunn, if you're listening, if you want to use Batman as a support character and do like a Batman Brave and the Bold, like almost like a movie, like dude, Batman and Green Arrow as a movie, that shit would be fucking awesome.
Oh yeah.
Like, dude, like I would love that. I mean, imagine you gave it a badass title like Batman and Green Arrow and something like, dude, that shit would be awesome. I love that idea. So yeah, so with Batman, the two people I think that are most qualified to be Batman, and one of these people, I was watching a video about it. One of these people I didn't even think about. One that I did think about. So I want to watch this show now on Amazon Prime. Have you heard of the Jack Reacher show on Amazon Prime with Alan Rickson
Yeah,
from Titans and stuff?
I have actually. Yes.
So I heard this show is really good. I've not watched it yet, but I heard the combat in this show is fucking like insane.
I saw like promos and ads for it. The combat looks pretty fire.
Yeah, and somebody was saying in their post that they had Alan Richardson as one of, because of his physique and everything, they had him on the top list of their Batman recast. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't hate that idea. I think he's a pretty good candidate for Batman.
Yeah, he would be.
I think he'd be pretty cool. The other ones I really want are, I'm gonna say something now because Marvel squandered this talent. I'm gonna tell you right now, James Gunn. You want to get one of the best candidates, and you want to have a leg up on Marvel. You take away something that Marvel fucked up and make better. Because Marvel screwed up their idea to not bring back Mysterio. So you take Jake Gyllenhaal straight from them, and you have him be Batman. I think that shit would be incredible.
Though there are good candidates for villains, I wouldn't mind seeing Jake Gyllenhaal play.
Oh, I know there's candidates for villains that he could play, but I prefer him being in a lead thing, like going from being Mysterio in one universe and then being Batman. It would be awesome because then he follows the trend of what Michael Keaton, Robert Pattinson, and even and even Michael Keaton and even Christian Bale now. They've all Batman actors have either started as a villain or they've played a villain at some point.
Wait, died a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain, or
the villain? Yep.
Or vice versa.
There's a movie called Devil All the Time before he was Batman, and he was kind of a really bad dude. It had Tom Holland and stuff, and so he was a bad dude. But yeah, so I think they could do that. I think Gyllenhaal's another one. I will say this, because of my love for the animated movies, and James Gunn could make this cohesively so awesome. Now here's a theory, okay? So he said he was going to connect the animated movies, right? We knew there was big plans for
with
Jensen
the Tomorrowverse. Yeah, he is connecting the animated movies.
Yeah, and there was news about Jensen Ackles for a while being involved in a secret DC project. What if not only do they cast Jensen Ackles as the new Batman, but what if they also have him play Batman in the animated movies, like he's been doing, and then he is like, that's how they connected, is that Jensen Ackles Batman is the Batman of those animated movies, and
you see him fire.
What'd you say?
That would be fucking fire, dude.
Well, dude, I was thinking about when you listen to Jensen Ackles' voice as Soldier Boy in The Boys. I know he just was doing a bunch of acting, like voice acting for Batman lately before that, but you just get the vibe that, like, it's a scary Batman voice. Like, he's got that voice where you can just tell that he could crush it. And we know physically he's got that shit. Like, we know he can do that.
Yeah.
Recently found out? Did you know Jensen Ackles, even though he hasn't shown it in a lot of his roles, he has a black belt in karate. So he could definitely do the martial arts stuff too, which is awesome. So I like that idea. I definitely think those people are definitely the most qualified. Now, there is one option I've thought about that I know a lot of people aren't going to consider. I know it's been a trend with DC and Marvel that there's been versions of Batman that aren't necessarily how do I say this? They sometimes like to race swap people. Because there's been a version of Batman where Bruce Wayne wasn't white, or there was a different version of Batman and he wasn't Bruce Wayne, right?
Right.
Well, I forget what the comics. There's a Batman comic book where there's an African Batman. Have you seen that before?
There is. Isn't it?
What's going on? Have you seen that one before, Trevor?
Actually, I don't think I have seen that one.
Yeah, there was a comic for it. I don't remember what it was called, but there was a comic where they had that, and it was kind of cool. So in that case, then you got the likes of, you got Joseph David Washington again. You got like a bunch of people you could do. So, but I also still think that Joseph David Washington needs to be the new John Stewart. Like, I feel like if they're gonna do John Stewart as their Green Lantern, I think that's the perfect candidate for John Stewart.
That definitely should be, actually. About time we had John
But I also still would love to, because of his history with DC, it'd also be awesome to see Michael Jai White return as another DC character, because he's been in The Dark Knight, he was one of the thugs that was trying to get to know the Joker's identity. Then he was Bronze Tiger in Arrow. So he has a
Dude.
really good rep with like DC right now. So it'd be cool to see him come back as another character. Or hell, if James Gunn's doing more Suicide Squad movie, give us a Suicide Squad movie with fucking Bronze Tiger.
Yes.
I know
We
Michael
should have had
Chadwick
Bronze
is still
Tiger
doing
and James Gunn's Suicide Squad. In the Suicide Squad.
Mhm.
They should have had Bronze Tiger from the get-go.
Well, yeah, I mean, that would have been great. That would have been a great candidate for the first film. So that's definitely true. Yeah, I think that's incredible. I think that would be, yeah, there's some cool stuff. Like, in terms of predictions and stuff, I really like the idea of Superman. Okay, honey? Forget something? I was trying to grab something. Oh, nice. Yeah, I really like the idea of what James Gunn could do. Like say like I think we're only going to get 3 or 4 projects announced, but I could see from the beginning that they just come down with the hammer and they just release some crazy stuff.
If they do, man, that would be badass.
Oh, I think so. I think we'll get some exciting stuff. I think DC has earned its day, and I think all the behind the scenes nonsense is gonna
Come full
it's gonna
circle.
definitely. I just hope it pays off with the fucking Flash movie, man. I'm sick of all the fucking like I keep hearing reviews that this or not reviews, but like they said they did all these test screenings that the movie's great. No worries, honey.
We'll be the
But
judge
then
of
like,
that, obviously.
dude, at least I think it's almost what like a week from now where
What's
it's
up,
gonna be
edits?
the Super Bowl.
I believe so. Yeah.
Are we a week from now, or is it 2 weeks?
I think 2 weeks.
Okay.
February
Well, yeah.
12th is
Well,
it,
we'll
right?
know if you're going to be at my party for the Super Bowl. We'll know 100% once that Flash trailer comes out if this movie's going to be even worth it.
Yeah, because we
And
all
there
know
was
the
rumors. There was rumors about the trailer. I don't know if you heard, but there was rumors about barely having a lot of Ezra Miller in it because the fact that they were trying to promote the movie with all the felony nonsense, it was so hard to deal with.
Thanks, edits.
Yeah, he's pretty iconic. Yeah. No, it's like so I think. Oh, 2 weeks from Sunday? Okay, good news. Yeah. So like I could see like what if this first trailer, maybe the Flash is in it, but it focuses on the Batmans and the other characters that the film is said to deliver.
It needs to actually. I mean, that's like the only reason we're seeing the Flash in the first place is for Ben Affleck's Batman, Michael Keaton's Batman, and Supergirl. If she isn't cut.
I don't think Supergirl is going to be cut because we would hear an announcement about it. Here's something that's interesting.
What's up?
We heard about Cavill and Goodell and Gal Gadot being cut, right?
Yes.
I saw someone with a tweet about the confirmed cast for the Flash movie.
Yeah.
And in the tweet, you know whose name was still there that I was surprised?
Whose?
They must really have big plans to keep Jason Momoa around a lot because he's still in the movie. Like they didn't cut him. So that makes you think that there'll still be something for Aquaman in that storyline.
Could be, yeah.
And Jason Momoa said something the other day. After his statement, did you see his statement when he made the statement about what happened with when he made the statement about saying he'll always be Aquaman? He said, he said something about what was it called? He said that basically that he'd already been talked to plans about an Aquaman 3 and stuff, and someone asked, "Oh, is Aquaman 3 going to be humorous like the first movie?" He's like, "He said it was going to be a lot darker."
The Flash over the Marvel. Yeah, I agree, Jake. I agree. Jake said he would rather see the Flash over the Marvels.
I mean, I'd agree on that too because here's the thing: 3 characters we definitely don't like versus a movie that could have 2 Batmans in it. I mean, I think that just sounds better.
Well, I mean, Maria. I mean,
I like Maria.
Rambo's not that bad. I'll take Rambo over Kamala or Carol.
The 2 others I don't like.
What?
I said it's just the 2 others I don't like. I like Maria. I don't like
Maria.
And I like Monica Rambeau, but I don't
Monica
like
Rambeau, sorry.
fucking. I don't like the ones called the Marvels.
Ms. Marvel or
And
Captain
also,
Marvel.
I saw a synopsis about the movie. I really think the idea of the apparently the Marvels are switching lives or whatever from the whole like body snatchers, different places in reality type concept. I really don't think that concept is gonna work.
Why am I not surprised they would choose a concept that doesn't work? The
Yeah,
only
I don't
reason I'll
think
see that movie is
work.
for Nick Fury.
Yeah, I mean, I think if he was in it, it might be interesting. But I'm just excited personally. I know people are kind of not knowing what to think. I think Secret Invasion is going to be awesome just because you're going to have Nick Fury in this forefront. We haven't seen a show or movie with Nick Fury at the beat.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything on Secret Invasion in a while. Honestly, we haven't heard any trailer or news. That's what worries me. Is like, what the hell's going on with that show?
I'm sure they're just trying to hide some surprises or whatever.
Well, I mean, I don't know where the hype is.
Right. They probably got some things up their sleeve. Speaking of hiding things, I watched a video today about Ant-Man.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing that there may be from the Ant-Man cast's mouth themselves, there may be some massive surprise cameos in this Quantum Mania movie.
I hope so. Though
I heard
cameos I'm expecting
so
in Quantumania are most likely Loki and Mobius. Most likely.
So some people were saying that that because Kang's army is yet to be revealed, someone had the theory that Kang's army could be former Avengers in the multiverse that were built up, like so that you could see.
I swear to God,
Marvel heroes.
if that is the case, we need Superior Iron Man. Just give us Superior Iron Man.
Yeah, I think Superior Iron Man would be sick. I mean, there's a lot of ways they could do it. As long as they do something good and they don't give us the fucking Illuminati bullshit again, I'll be happy.
Yes.
Hey,
but back to
I just don't want to deal with that bullshit again of the Illuminati again. Like
that.
I want to forget that.
That's the kind of like Terry Silver said. That's the kind of story I'd rather forget. Like Terry Silver said.
That's the story I'd rather forget.
Yeah, that's the story I'd rather forget.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yes.
I agree. That's definitely a story you'd rather forget.
Yes.
I feel like when you think of Terry Silver, you also think about you also think about Terry Silver. Basically, Terry Silver would be you and me with our Snyder feud. We'd be like, oh, we're way past waving white flags now.
Yes, we are way past waving the white flags now, Snyder fans. Like Snyder boys.
Yep.
Snyder boys.
Oh, 100% Snyder boys. You're way past that white flag now.
Yeah.
This has been awesome. So I guess the other big thing we have to talk about is because also predictions, we can make predictions about what we think could come out. I think any day now we're gonna get the announcement. Is there any villains that you're really hoping that James Gunn will introduce in his universe? Like you're really hoping storyline wise that you feel like they need to do this time?
You know, it's funny you say that because as a matter of fact, there is one of them. One of the villains I am hoping to see someday in James Gunn's new branch DC universe is Brainiac. So I feel like Brainiac has not been adapted in live action yet, and I feel like he's a villain that not only is he a Superman threat, but a good Justice League threat as well.
I know there was plans for Brainiac in the Man of Steel sequel that was planned. There was plans for Brainiac, but from what I heard,
and I want that to happen. I mean, I want Brainiac to happen. Another DC villain I would like to see adapted eventually. What was it? Let me think. Oh yes. What was his name again? Oh yeah, Vandal Savage is another one. Obviously, Vandal Savage.
Oh, dude, Vandal Savage. If they do Vandal Savage right, that would be so sick.
I want Vandal Savage done right.
I want to see a new. I know that we had him in a couple of universes and we had a couple of live action iterations, but I just can't get enough of Deathstroke, man. I want James Gunn
to introduce we need to have Deathstroke. We gotta have Deathstroke.
I just think to avoid being like Marvel, we've already done Darkseid with the Snyderverse. So if DC wants to swing for the fences, just recreate the oh thank you for doing that, Jeffrey. Just recreate the checkmate storyline with Deathstroke just laying out the Justice League. I think that'd just be
Yes.
perfect. And that's a perfect arc for films too, because you could do the Thanos thing, or maybe the first movie, Deathstroke kills a ton of people, and then the second movie they have a better team and they come into that like end sort of
And the
scenario
team I
where
really
they
want
all
to
just
see,
start.
and the team I really want to see adapted in live action though, from DC, like even though even though it was a failed coat hanger abortion setup in both versions of the Justice League, I want to see the Legion of Doom adapted. I I gotta see the Legion of Doom.
Oh, they got to do the Legion. I mean, now's the best time to do the
Doom,
Legion because they can
bro,
do
that would be
so much.
badass.
What you doing with controller?
So remember, like watching Young
Oh no,
Justice and seeing the light and
take it.
the amount of members it had. Dude, they had like another villain I want to see adapted in the films, even though he was already in the Flash TV show, is Gorilla Grodd. I feel like
Dude, a new
Gorilla
Grodd
Grodd,
is definitely. I think it would be
Gorilla
awesome.
Grodd's definitely
I think
awesome.
it's probably, and that's the thing we also have to think about, right? Once the Flash TV show ends, that's going to be the DC movie's time to like take a crack at whatever characters they want. Because even if a character's been adapted, they can put their spin on it.
Exactly.
Like I think that eventually we'll still probably have even though they're doing this new Lex Luthor on Smallville and they had not Smallville on Superman and Lois, and even though they're doing this new Lex Luthor on that they did this new one on Titans, I think I think that he will definitely do do some cool stuff with
Exactly.
yeah, like I think that's definitely planned. I'll be very curious to see what this phase one like. I know we're not going to get the whole slate, but I think these first 3-4 projects they announced, whether they're all movies or some are movies and TV shows, I think is going to give us a really big picture of what to expect. Okay, Jake said you
We
and
might.
Trevor can play. Hold up, I got to read what he said real quick.
He said,
I missed that one.
me and you can play Injustice tonight if we want to.
Sounds good. I've been actually working on some characters today too, so it should be a fun time. Yeah, we're pretty much wrapped. I think there's only one other topic that we got to cover, which is I knowing you as a Walking Dead fan.
Dude,
When you heard
Michael Colt
critical,
as Lex Luthor? Dude. Oh my
dude,
god. Son of a
imagine this world, right? Because so imagine this world, right? So we're having Abraham on.
Dude, Abraham is Lex Luthor. Oh my god. That
But
is
being that he's working
perfect.
for DC now, do you think that we could get to see like I know it probably won't happen in TV, it'll probably happen in movie, but do you think eventually you're gonna get more Walking Dead actors to come over to like the DC universe more than Marvel now?
I want that.
I still
There are
want
a couple of
if
actors
they
and
ever
actresses I wouldn't mind seeing playing DC characters.
if they really do things right and they let us see and they let us get to the point where we do a proper Flashpoint when Ezra Miller's
I want
gone.
Jeffrey Dean
Dude,
Morgan
I
as
want
Flashpoint Batman. That has been like my dream. To see Negan play a Flashpoint Batman. Dude, now I was already like fantasizing how that would work. And it would work perfectly. And I remember watching Justice League: The Flashpoint Paradox. Dude, why wouldn't Jeffrey Dean Morgan play a Flashpoint Batman? Because like, dude, seeing Thomas Wayne just beat that thug to death that killed his son, I could definitely see Negan doing that. Like,
oh, he would totally do that. He would definitely be beating up people.
Dude.
Yeah, Negan
have
would
you
definitely
seen how brutal Flashpoint? I mean, we've all seen how brutal Thomas Wayne can be as Batman in the Flashpoint Paradox. Dude, like,
cool to see that getting.
I just want to
see
cool
that. To see so many actors. It's cool to see so many Walking Dead actors joining these comic book franchises because
I love that so much.
Like you had Denai Guerrera at joining as a.k.a. for
Yes.
Marvel. Yeah, he's pretty funny. That was really cool. So it's cool to see that they have so many people
Michonne
like
being
what
Okoye and
we're
Black
gonna
Panther.
see.
Not to mention soon we're gonna have Jeffrey Dean Morgan being the boys, obviously. And there have been reports that Norman Reedus might be playing Ghost Rider. I hope that does happen.
Dude, if you see Norman Reedus Ghost Rider, you're gonna lose your shit.
Not to mention Lord Ridloff in the Eternals. You were saying?
Who's in Eternals?
You know, Lord Ridloff, the deaf chick.
Yeah, yeah.
And not to mention, like, oh yeah, Miguel. Well, Miguel's from Cobra Kai. But yeah, him as Blue Beetle.
Oh, we're excited to see that.
But you were saying, Joe? That was gonna.
Oh yeah. We were just talking about The Walking Dead actors coming over to different superhero franchises. I think that's awesome. Yeah. I really want to see. What did you say?
Oh, you go ahead.
Oh yeah, I just want to see what they're gonna do with like it's gonna be so interesting once this information is out here and once they reveal what the plans are, because there's so many cool things that they can announce in these first setup universe. Because when you restart a new universe, there's so much potential to so many like different first storylines.
Oh, you're talking Miguel in the chat. All right. Yeah,
that's so interesting. That's awesome. But I do think because James Gunn has been promoting it, I do think Blue Beetle is going to be a part of the new. Is going to be a part of the new James Gunn universe.
Yeah, I feel like Blue Beetle definitely needs to be part of that new universe because this is because he's a new superhero, and from the reports there don't seem to be any There don't seem to be any connections to the Snyderverse DC characters, Henry Cavill or Gal Gadot or Ben Affleck or any of them.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much for liking and sharing. Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's crazy. Like there isn't any connections, and dude, they need to put a trailer out for that movie. I know that movie doesn't come out until August, but dude,
we need to get a trailer for that ASAP. Honestly,
dude, I know that there is. I know that there are so many movies, superhero movies that come out this year, and there are some Marvel movies that are gonna be good. Like Ant-Man's gonna be good, Guardians 3 is gonna be good. There's some really cool stuff coming out. But dude, I gotta tell you, even though I'm really excited for Shazam 2, even though I'm really excited for Aquaman 2, despite Amber Heard, I think, and maybe it's because I'm biased as hell because it's Miguel, but dude, Blue Beetle is my most anticipated comic book movie for the year.
I'm not surprised. I mean, after watching Cobra Kai, dude, I don't blame you.
Plus, I love the idea of Blue Beetle as a character for DC because they can do their Spider-Man. But the thing about Blue Beetle that's different than Spider-Man is Spider-Man can sometimes pull his punches, where Blue Beetle is when that scarab's on him, man, he's gonna go all out.
He goes
man.
ballistic. Though I mean, the only time Peter wasn't pulling his punches was in Spider-Man No Way Home.
I know, so that's the thing. That's the one time we haven't seen Spider-Man. So to see a more darker take on what DC Spider-Man is like it'd be cool to have that like that Deadpool mix with that great comedy and then the great action. Oh, dude, that first trailer, the first time we see Blue Beetle turn his arms into weapons is gonna be it's gonna be so good.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
I hope that when Blue Beetle, just because they have Miguel playing Blue Beetle, I hope that Blue Beetle's one-liners and disses to his enemies are just off the chain.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
Just imagine him just shredding dudes with the blades and then hitting them with the spikes. Oh, dude.
Why do you think I used that move so much on you on Injustice?
What'd you say?
Why do you think I used a lot of those moves so much on you in Injustice?
Oh, I know. Oh, trust me, I'm aware of those moves being used on me.
Where?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to do something about that myself in a little bit. But yeah, no, it's awesome. I think we're gonna wrap here, guys. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming in.
Appreciate you guys. We're gonna go play some Injustice. Make sure you come to the Injustice stream. We can continue our conversations there. Appreciate you guys coming in.
Yes, thank you guys for watching. Day, and as always, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you all in the next video. Thank you guys for coming to our live stream, and we will see you in the next live stream. Thanks for watching.
Yes, sir. Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was amazing.